Hi Maria, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
So your name is,
Maria Cruz.
and yeah, talk a little about yourself. Like, what do you do?
Well, I'm Maria Cruz, and what I do is, I serve our community, and I am the founder of Noble Hope Foundation. I've been doing this for a long time by myself, and because I do need someone that will work with me. And what I do is, I'm out in the community helping the homeless, and I've been doing this by myself, and I started to build Noble Hope Foundation. I started a couple months ago, but I've been doing this in, not just in Sacramento, and I've been helping everyone in, even in our country. I'm from the Philippines. And how it started is because I told myself that I wear everyone's shoes, everyone that's out in the street. That's why, when I'm out there, when I speak with them, I see children and elderly, youth, women, men, of all ages. I've seen even children with their mothers on the street, and I felt like they don't deserve to be out there. I've seen veterans just the other night, and I feel also that he's not supposed to be in the street, that our government should be helping them as well. And, it's in my heart, and I am here because I'm reaching out to the community. And I've been doing everything and reaching out to every program that we have, every event I go to, and I try to meet people, and I go out every night just to make sure that I talk about my foundation.
Yeah.
And I understand also that there's a lot of nonprofit out there. And what I was told was not every nonprofit, have the same goals, and I believe that. That's why I am reaching out also to other nonprofits so that we can help each other, because with we have different goals, and if we put our goals together, I believe that it will be a really beautiful thing to help everyone. Because when you hear homelessness, it's not just someone that's on the street that is really, they haven't showered, or they're just dirty, or haven't eaten.
Yeah.
Homelessness meaning, like, for example, they just work just like us, and they do everything same as what we do every day. It's just because they lost jobs. And what I found out talking to them on the street, some of them makes, thousands of dollars every month, and now they make less than $1,000, and they can't even afford to pay for rent. They can't even afford to buy food, no health care. And so my goal with my nonprofit is hopefully that one day I will have my own business, and my employees will be the homeless. And because I talked to them, some of them are engineers before.
Yeah.
They work in construction, they work in retail, they used to work in healthcare.
Yeah.
And I feel that I need to give them a second chance in life, and that's my goal. And giving them the second chance in life, hopefully if I have like 10 employees, those 10 employees become 20 and 30 and 40, and one day we will no longer have homeless in the street.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, go into detail. Why did you start a nonprofit organization? What did inspire you to start it?
So I've been searching myself. I really, like what you asked me what to describe myself. I said I'm a survivor, I'm a warrior, I'm a fighter, and I'm fearless. And the reason for that, because I've been through a lot in my life. So every time I drive on the street, I walk on the street, I feel that my heart is with them. And like, for example, if I see a child, not even just on the street, a child begging their mother to buy them something, and the mom can't afford to buy something, that hurts me because I've been there. When someone's on the street cold, and just like now it's winter time, I've been there. So in every thing that they're going through, I've been to on their shoes. And in the past, I was able to do it just by myself. And because they're growing and growing, not just here in our city, I've been to a third world country, and it's everywhere. Homelessness is growing. It's in the world, the whole world.
So, going into like detail, you said you were homeless at a time?
Almost, because when I got divorced, I don't have a home. I live with my daughter because I sold my home while going through the divorce and leaving my daughter, and I left my husband. I was in a hotel, not knowing when I'm going to pay that hotel next time. So yes, pretty much I'm homeless. I was also a battered wife. So because I'm not able to get into my home, I'm also left outside.
Yeah.
So when I say I've been to everyone's shoes, I did been to everyone's shoes.
Yeah.
And so that's where my heart is. And I've been searching myself. When I had a little bit of money in my bank, I was trying to see if I can find a job that will make me happy. And come to find out, every day that I wake up, helping people is what my heart's at. I work 24/7, and even in my sleep, all I think about is what will be next for me to do, because myself is, I have questions to myself. I'm sure you have questions for yourself as well. Like, a lot of people question, why am I here? What's my purpose?
Yeah.
And when we feel like we are, something that's happening that's right, we question ourselves.
Yeah.
And I question myself, why am I here? And when I found out that my purpose really is to help people and to help whoever is in need, and that makes me happy, and that makes me complete. And so that's what I'm doing right now, is not just a nonprofit. When you say a nonprofit, the people question you, what is that? And for me, it's not just homelessness. When I say I'm helping the homeless, that means everyone.
Yeah.
Because everyone that is on the street is children, women, men, elderly, someone that are, used to be professional in the past,
Yeah.
someone that are taking drugs. So pretty much when I said homeless, is not homeless, it's everyone that needs our help. And that's where my heart is. That's why I have.
That's great. Yeah. So go into detail, right? How are you able to balance such a hectic schedule? Like you said, you're a real estate agent.
That's
you
correct.
also are a nonprofit founder.
That's correct.
You also volunteer to the community. You do kickboxing. You do a lot of
Yes.
stuff. Like, how do you balance all that on your plate in one day?
Just like today, before I came here, I'm a multitasker. So it's a Sunday. Usually Sunday we rest. And for me, that's resting. I started, I get up really early, because first one of my routine, regardless where I'm at, whatever I do, whether I'm on vacation, my faith is very strong. So as soon as I open my eyes, the first thing I do is read my Bible app, because that keeps me going, and that tells me, what am I going to do today? And I pray that, this day will go well with whatever I need to do. And I went to church today, and after that I met with my friend at 1:00, because that's lunchtime, and I already know what my day is going to look like. So I had a meeting before you. I had 6:00 Zoom meeting, and I just have to tell them that I have the next one. So, and sometimes I'm on the street until 2 a.m. And if I have 2 hours of sleep, I'm good with that. And I make sure also I squeeze in my workout, my kickboxing. A lot of people ask me, when do you sleep, Maria? And what else are you putting on your plate? What I can tell everyone that I would like people to learn, including you, is, when you love your job or whatever you love to do, it doesn't make you tired. When you have a job that you love, you will never work a day in your life. And that's how I feel. So even if I'm very, very tired, my body's telling me I'm tired. And sometimes when I'm driving, I feel like my eyes is falling. And I see someone on the street that needs help. I am like the Energizer bunny, because I will keep going and going and going. I just don't give up.
I mean, do you plan out your days for the most of the time, or do you already know, or do you like how do you kind of execute your day?
It really depends. Most of the days I do, like my Mondays for sure. I know, because my real estate meeting, I schedule my meeting with my partner that owns FIG, which we're planning on opening a building to give the homeless a job, like jobs.
Yeah.
And I have my marketing person. We schedule that maybe a day or 2 days. Sometimes it's last minute when I can squeeze it in. It's really one thing with me that I have is I am a multitasker. So I can do 10 things at a time. And if you see me, like what I told you, I wish that there's camera 24/7 so that people will see what I do. I would love people to see what I do 24/7 because you will learn a lot from me. Like it's very impossible for others to see what I do. That's why when I look at every person, when I'm trying to just eat out and relax, I look at every person in that room and ask myself, can she do or he do what I do? And the answer to that is no, because I know they can't, because I can do 10 things at a time.
Yeah.
And when I say 10 things at a time, like for example, I'm getting ready, curling my hair, I'm talking to someone on my phone, I'm cooking something in the oven, and I'm making, just, and for me that's easy. My favorite word is easy, and you know that.
Yeah, I do. You've talked about it a lot.
It's my favorite word is easy. Everything for me is easy, regardless I know it or not. It's easy for me.
Yeah. So like 2 hours of no sleep at all. Well, 2 hours of sleep to function throughout your day. Like that's easy to you.
It's easy to do because again, I love what I do. Yeah. So I can be sleepy right now. My body's telling me give up. You need rest. However, if I see someone on the street that needs my help or anyone that needs my help, not just on the street, I'm back. Yeah. I feel like, okay, that's more of my battery. Like keep going and going. And when I'm working out, when I'm tired already, I tell myself also, you're a fighter, you're not going to give up. You can do this. And I finish it. Yeah. I can finish it. What I would like people to know is you have to once you have your goal and set your mind on that goal, and you tell yourself, I will not give up. I can do it. You will be able to do it. Yeah. Because our mind is very powerful. And you have to just, when you dream also, don't dream, like what I told you, don't dream here. Dream is free. Yeah. So if you're going to dream, if you tell yourself, I'll be a billionaire, be a billionaire. I told myself, I'll be the richest person in the world, and I will. That part I know I will. Because I will.
Yeah. So elaborate a little on how you were able to kind of conquer or handle having a divorce and bringing to like where you were able to just scale your business and your foundation, and also managing a full-time job still, as a realtor. Like, how were you able to just balance all that together?
Yeah, I haven't started my real estate. I left real estate while I was, in the process of my divorce. However, without real estate, I'm still busy, and I'm still looking for an 8-to-5 job on top of that. And I actually almost accepted one, and we'll see about that. You asked me about the divorce. How do I conquer that? So, what I learned and you know that I was beaten up for years, and what I learned in life, everything that happens to us, it's part of our life. We are not in control of that. And every pain that I've been through with my divorce and whatever the reasons are, that keeps me stronger and stronger. And even though growing up to now, if something's not if something's wrong, like if I'm suffering about something or pain or whatever the reason is, I always tell myself, okay, that adds more strength in me. That's just the kind of person I am. And one thing with me is I really have a good heart, because with my ex-husband, I forgave him. And I'm still praying for him every day that hopefully he will meet another person and be successful. And when you do that, you will not, once you forgive people and accept what happened to you and just move forward and think positive, everything in your life will be positive. That's why when I set something, I will have my own foundation, which now I do. I will go back to real estate, which now I do. I'm pursuing to have my building, to have a business and give homeless jobs. That will happen. I want to join the pageant to be America's Virtuous Women pageant, and I did an interview with them, and it was a good interview, and they said they will crown me as Miss Sacramento. So you have to set goals and never stop. Because when you, that's why my foundation, if you look at the logo, it's half of the sunflower.
Yeah.
Because if people just stare at it, it's like a tunnel. Because most sunflowers is dark, like brown or almost black, right?
Yeah.
So what I believe in sunflowers is when you're in the dark, when you're depressed, going through something, if you stop, just imagine yourself, you stop in the dark. Let's just say you're in the San Francisco tunnel when you drive by, and you're stuck there, your car won't move, and you don't do anything but wait for help, and it's like middle of nowhere, and it's COVID, and just imagine that, right? You're just stuck, right? And life is that way when you're going through something. Now, if you tell yourself, I'm not gonna just sit here and wait for help, I will just keep going and going and going. The end of the tunnel always have a light, right?
Yeah.
So that's how life is. And for me, I name it Noble Hope Foundation because I would like everyone to have hope. Never lose hope, because when you have hope, regardless of what's going through your life, when you're down, there's no other way but up.
Yeah.
Right? When you're in the very, very bottom, it's just going up.
Yeah.
There's no other way. So just keep going and just keep praying and say, I have no control of anything. None of us here on earth have control of things and everything that we do. And that's my belief, because I've been through that. I am able to say that because I've been there. And it happened to me, and I know who I am and why I'm here.
Gotcha.
So I would love for everyone to learn from me, and that's why I'm doing this, because to be a mentor for not just children but for everyone, because I can speak again, mentor children, women, domestic violence, someone that's depression, someone that just feel like it's the end of their life. Same thing with men. It doesn't mean I'm a woman that I cannot speak to any men.
Yeah. So, can you tell me a little bit about your nonprofit foundation and how you're going to have a building, like a thrift store? You're going to have a thrift store building,
Yeah.
or and kind of just hire homeless people.
Well, yeah. So my friend Steven, he's the founder and owner of Fig. Fig like a fruit, but it means faith in God. So Steven, he's located in Farmers Market every Saturday, and he also drives around with his mobile fashion boutique. It's a vintage clothing, and I keep praying, and it's not easy, especially here in California. It's not easy to get grant.
Yeah.
And so I try to see if I can speak with someone that can teach me how to get grants, and it's not that easy. So I need to be more, I need to reach out to people to see how can I fund my foundation.
Yeah.
Because right now I've been, using my own money to fund it.
Yeah.
And I cannot stop helping everyone. So with that being said, with FIG, which is Faith in God, my foundation's goal is to help the homeless, to give them second chance in life, right? And so that they can just help others as well.
Yeah.
So my goal is to have a building. So all the, if let's say with you're cleaning your place and you want to get rid of your clothing, your shoes, furniture, whatever it is, goes to my business, and we will be selling that, all those donations, and the profit that we will make for that will we will help the homeless.
Yeah.
And when we hire them, it is not some like other place where they get voucher. They will be an employee. And whatever profit that we make out of my store is going to be Faith Hope Closet. We will get jobs for them and pay them just like us. And hopefully one day I'll have one store, 2 stores, and it will just grow. And really, I'm really helping the community and our government.
Yeah.
because one thing is I'm reaching out to our governor because I have so much question, not just homelessness, I have so much question for our governor. Homelessness, why are they on the streets? Unemployment, why is it someone making thousands of dollars is now making less than $1,000? Why can't we have temporary housing for them until they find jobs, right? Because I'm sure these people are looking for jobs. Children, why are they not going to college? Because they don't have money to go to college. And even with financial aid is not enough. They still have to work. So these children are just telling themselves, high school, I'm done, right? So I would love to, not just our governor, I would like to reach out to every politicians in our country and answer my question, because I'm sure with my question is everyone's question in our country, not just California. And that's why I'm doing everything, and as in everything that I can, to be able to reach out to them. And hopefully one day they'll hear me and they will be talking to me.
Yeah. So you said you're having an event within the next week. What is the purpose of that event? How do you get people to that event? How do you host these events? Because you've already hosted an event in the past, right?
Yeah.
So how do you go through with, run me the process through of hosting an event and the purpose of your event that's coming up.
So I only had one event because, like when I said, my nonprofit started 2 months ago. So the first event was really like an introduction. It was friends, family, but then I still put my flyers out there because I would love everyone to know about Noble Hope. So it's an introduction to tell them the story, how I started, just like what you asked me, and just like I'm just so happy because. I have my coworkers and my boss from 15 years ago, 10 years ago that I haven't seen, and they support me. They showed up, so it's pretty much like an event and reunion, and a lot of people are very generous, and I'm thankful for that and grateful for everyone. And this second event that's coming up next week is December 3rd from 2 to 5. And this event is we are going to do some gift wrap party. So it's a family event where children can come help, gift wrap maybe socks or, have children, we have food and raffles to raise money for the foundation. And this event, to how I came up with that, I told myself, we don't have much funding. We don't have funding. How can I reach out to the community? Because they would love to open gifts just like us, rather than just handing out, here's your sweatshirt, here's your blanket. Why not wrap it just like a present, right? So it's very generous of my friends and my work at Century 21 that, we have boxes there where they can drop off gifts for the homeless, and we will have that event. And hopefully with everyone that's volunteered there, so those gifts are not just like clothings and, things that are donated. Yeah. Those gifts will be gift wrap from everyone's generosity. Yeah. And I'm sure while we're wrapping that, I hope that you can come as well. It's wrapped with love, because these people that will be attending are, they're just like me, that, they're there and willing to give their time, even with their busy schedule. So it's that I come up with that event, and because I've been praying for that, and I told myself, they can open gifts, give just like us on Christmas. Yeah. And these gifts are something that will keep them warm because it's winter time. And hopefully in the future it has to be more than that. What I found out yesterday also, I fed at Cesar Chavez Park. Yeah. So we were able to feed hundreds and hundreds of homeless out there. It was nice to see they're lined up. They had soup, bread, everything, sandwiches.
So you set up.
There's a lot of us from church. I was able to, donate some of my time and, whatever I can. Yeah. So we're a different part of the community. So I partner with them, and so we were able to do that yesterday. And one thing I found out while handing out the food is I was just telling myself, okay, I'm happy that we were able to feed them for breakfast and lunch, right? It's just food cannot help them get out on off the street. Even if I feed them 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day, homelessness will still grow. We need to think more of giving them more than food, because they need more than food.
So then what is your solution?
And that's my solution. If I can do it alone, to give them jobs on what my vision is going forward, hopefully a lot of people, wealthy people out there that has a big heart, will do the same as I do, to give them a chance. It doesn't mean they're in drugs. It doesn't mean they got out of jail, they're bad people. They're not bad people.
Yeah.
They were just in the wrong track. And if someone like me, and I'm sure there's thousands, millions of people like me out there that can help, why don't we reach out to one and help that person? Because it doesn't mean we give them food, they will be out on the street. That's why it's still growing. Hopefully our government sees that as well. Yeah. Handing out vouchers, handing out food and clothing will not get them out of the streets. All will happen is they will get by through the day from hunger. It doesn't mean that it will not grow. The reason we have homelessness that's growing and growing and growing and growing every day, we give them vouchers and food. They need jobs. They need roof on their head. And if we all do that, imagine, my vision is this: if there's 10 homeless here on the left side and someone like me on the right side, if I pick up just one out of the left side, do you think this is not going to be empty? It will be. And that's my vision. We need to do that. We need to help each other. It's not, if you have more than enough on what you have, just share your blessings. And that's the best reward that we can have, right? So that's my goal.
So what would you say for someone aspiring to start a nonprofit, to be able to balance their full-time job, like for example with you as a real estate agent, and to be able to do all these other extracurriculars, and like what would you tell them? What advice would you give to them?
Well, helping people there's no time. It's a 24/7 job. So even if I work 8 to 5, whatever time I work for my full-time job, there's time to help. Just like how I balance myself. If I get off 9 o'clock, if that's the time that I only have is 9 to 10, I can be out on the street for an hour and talk to them. What I would love for our community to do, rather than just seeing them as homeless and judging them on how they look and their status and that they're in the street, I would love for everyone to at least sit for just pick one homeless and know about them. And in that way, you will know exactly who they are. And I think that's the good start. Rather than, why am I going to help this person? Sit with them, pick one, anyone on the street, and make them feel like you are talking to them with compassion from your heart, that you're true. They will talk to you and you will know who they are. And from there, you might tell yourself, hey, she's right.
So that's your secret to being able to communicate with homeless people? Like, how do you really get personal with these homeless people, especially when you said that you were slashed and you were attacked and, you're trying to help them? Like, your purpose of your organization is to be able to help them.
That's correct.
But, like, how are you dealing with, I guess you could say, like, homeless people who don't want that help, who are kind of like, physically, like, abusive and
That's
kind of, like,
correct.
attacking you? How would you deal with that situation?
So that's where I'm different from everyone. Because when someone attacked me, just like I was feeding someone and she has this rake, and when someone attacked you, they know when you're real, right? They know that. If I'm getting attacked like that, I still try to feed. Because for me, I need you to look at me in the eyes. Even if you attack me, I'm here for you. Yeah. And they can feel that. For some, I've talked to someone that's really in drugs, like their eyes are falling, like you can tell, and I still talk to that person, and come to find out they're going through something. They hear you. The reason they attack you and you feel like you're unsafe to walk there, is because they feel threatened. They are the ones that feel threatened. So just make them feel like I'm really there for you. I'm here for you.
Gotcha.
And that's the secret. That's my secret. That's why I'm fearless. I can walk in the alley with no fear.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time that we have for today.
Okay.
And thank you so much for coming on here. And
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it. And yeah, to all the viewers, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks